Hey guys, this is Hell Hades, free to play. Guys, I'm back on the free to play account. I'm going to show you how to absolutely smash it in Clan v Clan without spending a load of resources you do not want to. I felt it was apt because Clan v Clan has just kicked off. A lot of people kind of ask the question, where do your points come from? How do you get it done? Actually ties in with the video I did yesterday where I looked at Minotaur as well. So the two things kind of overlapping really nicely. I thought I'd do a video on this. First thing it's worth doing, it's worth checking, are there personal rewards? Do you care about personal rewards? That's a kind of yes or no you question. But either way, you just want to kind of make sure that you at least hit your clan rewards as a group. Yeah, so you want to make sure that you're in an active clan so that you're at least getting these rewards. And if it stops there, honestly, job done. You've got yourself a book, some shards, chickens, some clan gold, which is actually pretty useful. Generally, there's a lot of stuff in clan gold shop that I go and buy now on the free to play on a weekly basis. Specifically, actually, I guess I'll start there. Specifically, I go into the clan shop and I buy up your coal. So I'm getting your coal on the free to play. Some people will buy up Yannicka as well. She is a solid champion. She is worth picking up. This gear set, especially if you're early to mid game, getting the 5 to 6 star accessories from the clan shop is so good. You can just pick up a whole bunch of accessories which move your account on. It's especially good if you're struggling with Spider and, you just kind of pick up yourself some accessories on a weekly basis. If you're like high in the fusion grind, then energy is actually really solid here. Generally, I wouldn't buy the energy, but I think it's reasonable value. Depends how much clan gold you're kind of chalking up. But yeah, and then it's worth looking out for the charms that are on offer. So they change the charms every week. And I would say if you've got speed charms or accuracy charms, I would pick those up as well if you've got a decent amount of clan gold, because they're going to be the ones that you mainly use in some of the content we talked about in a minute. So Clan v Clan, kind of where do I spend my time? What do I do on a free-to-play account? It's not too dissimilar, actually, from my main account, but let's just go through the objectives quickly. They always have a 2 times points in certain areas, so it's worth looking out for that. For me, it's perfect because I am farming Minotaur like a crazy man, trying to get max masteries on some of my champions, and this week we got 2 times points in Minnow. So I'm actually doing what I would normally do with my energy, but I'm getting points for Clan v Clan doing it. And normally, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. There will be points available for Dragon or Ice Golem or whatever. Yeah, so that's all just kind of like a given. But in terms of doing stuff efficiently here, in terms of getting some points efficiently, let's get kicking into it. There are big points in the tavern for using your books at this moment. Yeah, you'll notice that I've got quite a lot of books, actually. Quite a lot. And I've got a lot of champions that are kind of sitting there unbooked or half booked because I don't really feel like I gain enough benefit from putting books on them. Champions like my Vogoth here doesn't need to be booked. My Soul Drinkers do not need to be booked for the job that they're doing. If you see my videos on the arena here, but they're fine. Drex gets by absolutely fine without books. But Deliana is unbooked. And honestly, I feel like she's fine unbooked. But I use her quite a lot, and it does make me wonder if I should put books on her. But one champion I'm definitely going to be booking out in this Clan v Clan, I've been saving it for this Clan v Clan, is actually finishing off booking out my Aox. I want to get his A3 booked. Aox for me is a great champion. He's going to be in my faction war teams, but also going to be able to come into other teams. But you'll see booking champions during Clan v Clan is where it's at. You get a lot of points. If you bear in mind, like your clan needs to get 600,000 points if you're tier 1. So each of your clan members should be hitting about 20,000 points minimum. Yeah, that's kind of like hitting the bare minimum so that you get all of the rewards that you need. Well, just booking someone out gives you a massive chunk of points. Yeah, so, and that wasn't me booking someone in full, but we'll go and see the points in a second. The other thing is, as you're developing your Great Hall, this is the time to actually invest your medals back into your Great Hall. It gives you points as well. So I always kind of save up for this point. I'm actually saving right up for a level 9 crit damage here to get my Arbiter missions moving. So I can't actually do it today, but the Great Hall is another place where you just kind of save those points and invest it today. You should have already done your clan boss hits the day before. So when clan boss resets, you get your points in clan boss. So you've got kind of like 3 areas which are just givens. Yeah, before you even invested any time in the game for the day, 3 areas where you just get a chunk of points. Now you actually get really strong amounts of points for. I've already got. That's not updated yet. I've already got quite a few points. Oh, here you go. I've already got 9,000 points just from doing that booking. So you actually get a lot of points from forging materials. Yeah, so forging a 6-star item is 500 points. Yeah, so I actually don't really forge anything until a Clan v Clan event pops up. And this is a time to get your perception gear done. It's a time to get any of the stuff that you've been farming from Doom Tower done. So whichever set you've been farming up, your bolster set that you've been working on through the current Forge Pass, all of these things, it's worth doing. So if you start off by doing the items that you actually want to work on and keep. This is where you use your charms. You use your rank up charms, your rarity charms, and if it's perception gear, speed or accuracy charms. Throw those in. It's going to be gear that we potentially keep, but it's also given us a ton of points. So obviously 6-star is better points than 5-star. Epics and legendaries are better than rares. So you've got a bit of RNG going on here. But obviously we're trying to kind of pull out items. You're looking for pieces you're actually going to keep and selling off stuff that you're not. But honestly, with perception gear, even for your faction war teams, there's a good chance that you keep most of it. Certainly earlier on. The later into the game you get, the less stuff you're going to keep. Most of this is half decent, actually. Even, like, this is not great for perception gear. I want to see speed and accuracy ideally together. But for someone in a faction war team, that could be pretty good as a 6-star piece. Boots, you obviously want speed with accuracy on it ideally, or another stat but with accuracy on it. Even this could be a questionable keeper for a potential double accuracy roll on a pair of gloves. So, don't just kind of discard everything straight away when you're talking about perception gear, because it's one of the most flexible gear sets in the game. So you kind of roll up your good stuff, and then you've got a couple of choices here. So obviously take the charms off when you're at the lower level stuff. 4 to 5-star, I'd say you could still get some good 5-star gear, so it's still worth having to think about it. But once you've rolled this out, you can then roll out the crap. Yeah, you can just roll out the crap and sell it all. Yeah, but that's still giving you a lot of points in the forge. So don't discount just forging the crap, getting it gone. Just be aware of how much resources you've got. Make sure you roll your good stuff before you do any of the kind of crap rollout. But it is worth just kind of, burning through a load of these resources and getting a ton of points. Especially when it comes to stuff like Resilience set. I don't use it a lot. Again, I would roll out the good stuff and then I would just burn through the crap and get myself a load of extra points coming in for Clan v Clan. I've been farming in Doom Tower a lot of Scarab Boss. You can see I've got a lot here. So this would be a set that I'm actually trying to keep. So again, if it's a set you're trying to keep, you decide whether you want to use your charms or not. I would be using some charms here. And, we're talking about a set which gives us resistance. Make sure that when you're putting your charms in, you've got charms that make some sense. So do you want like extra resistance, for example, in your resistance gear? Probably you do. That's why you're building resistance gear. Or it might be that you decide that you want some defensive stats, for example. So just kind of make sure that you're using the right charms along the right gear sets. But, some sets which I don't care about at all, like Affinity Breaker, for example, I won't be using the higher level stuff. I'm just going to be burning through the crap and selling it off straight away. So I get a bunch of silver, I get a bunch of items, and that gives me a load of points for Clan v Clan. It's one of the best ways to earn points. The backup next best way is to roll gear. So you've just got a load of gear from the forge. Obviously, you decide what you're going to keep and what you're not, but then you start to roll the gear that you've just got, or gear that you've been kind of waiting on, and you start to then roll it up and decide if it's going to be keepers or not. Ideally, you do it in line with an artifact event. So if there's an artifact event like we've got right now, it's like a double whammy. Points for Clan v Clan. It's stuff that you just forged anyway that you might keep. Plus, you've got a chance to get other rewards from the artifact event. So all of it's tying in really nicely together. The silver's coming from forging stuff anyway. So you've kind of got silver in the bank. And all of it kind of works really well together. And hopefully you kind of come out the other end with some new upgrades for your account. So, you know, I'm hoping that I would see. This isn't really a keep of 100%. It's not a bad bomb piece of item. But if we get extra speed here, then that could end up being my fastest piece on the account. Attack percent with speed and crit rate. It's actually not terrible. Not the best main stat, but double speed there. That's probably the fastest pair of gloves I own on this account. And, you know, I've been saving those for this kind of roll-up. You know, similarly, you're looking for accuracy on accuracy set. I'm not going to go into a full kind of gear kind of thing here, but that's what you're doing. You're basically using this time to roll stuff up. So once you've kind of got past a bunch of the free stuff that you're going to do with your time anyway, you just kind of waited for this moment. You then got to decide where you're going to put your energy. And if you're doing a fusion event, then you're kind of already directed where your energy is going to go. Yeah, because it's going to be whatever you're kind of throwing your energy at for that moment in time for the fusion. If you've already got a plan in your head around what you're going to use your energy for, I suggest you keep to that plan. I'm going to do Minotaur because that's what I want to do. Yeah, and Clan v Clan for me, I'm not in like this kind of top tier clan. I'm trying to fight out with the big boys, trying to spend 50 million points or something. I don't give a toss about any of that, right? So it comes down to moving my account on in the way I want to. If you don't have like a preset plan of where you're going to spend your energy and you actually just want to pump good points, Spider's the place to be. Spider is probably the fastest clear for most dungeons, for most people. You get a lot of points. You get the best silver per energy for the items that you drop anyway. And obviously you get account upgrades for the items that come back. So Spider's a really good place to be. Obviously, though, as I say initially, don't redirect all your resources away from something that's going to benefit your account the most. So, you know, whether you're endgame or kind of like free to play, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you're putting your energy in a place that makes most sense for you. And for me right now, it's going to be Minotaur. It is just worth checking, though, where the double points are. You see here, for Spider, you get 300 points for beating stage 25. You compare that to Dragon, you actually only get 150 points. So not only do you get more silver per item for Spider, the chance to upgrade your accounts with items, you also get just generally more points. I think Fire Knight's also 300. Ice Golem's 300 as well. So Dragon's the only one that kind of drops down from that list. And Minotaur, even though I'm getting double points, I'm actually getting double points on one of the lowest points per run. So the only reason I'm doing Minotaur is because I was doing it anyway. If I wasn't doing Minotaur anyway and I was trying to help my clan more effectively, I would be running Spider. Now, there are a couple of other kind of freebie areas that you're just going to do for your daily grind. So don't kind of like go out of your way. But Faction Wars is a key base thing. So you're not spending more energy to do it. And you get points for every Faction War run that you do. You're going to do it anyway. If you're not doing it anyway, then you've got to screw loose. So that should be something that you just cracking on with. And similarly with Arena, you actually get good points for doing 3v3 Arena. Let me show you on my main quickly, because I've not set it up properly on my free-to-play yet. I need to change it. But on my main, hello? Are you insane? $89.99. Oh, thank you. On my main, you'll see that I've set my defense up. I've actually embarrassingly dropped down because I've not been paying attention to my defense early enough. So this is a watch out. Because I've actually fallen down like 2 weeks in a row because of poor management of my time. But you'll see here, for my defense, I've got one-man defense. Yeah? One-man defense, which means that I get beaten up really fast, really easy. Loads of people do this. So this is what I would normally face. These teams, 800k, 600k, 800k, all pretty tough teams to beat. Now that I've put my defense to that one-man defense, I hit refresh, and everyone else has got the one-man defense. Yeah, so when I go in there and beat these different teams up, it's quick wins. Who wants to spend all day of your life in 3v3? Honestly, dropping down to silver, though, is a real... I'm going to lose. Dropping down to silver is a real like setback for my account in terms of points that are possible for the free-to-play. So that, sorry, for my main. So that's like an absolute cardinal sin for what I've done, but it is what it is. I'm there. I just got to deal with it. And you're hoping that you just get like a bunch of quick wins. You're hoping that people don't set their one-man defenses with a whole bunch of unkillable champions like this person has. It's actually just annoying. Just slows you down. If you don't set your one-man defenses, just set it up with stuff that just gets knocked down. Yeah, a load of rares or whatever, or a load of epics that don't have city passives. Because I know you feel like you're being funny or like smart, but actually it's just annoying. So you just work your way through. You do your 20-odd battles. If you're using something like RSL Helper, you can actually set it to just do this on its own. So you can go off and have lunch, come back, and all your battles are done. I don't actually use RSL Helper for that. Probably should do, but I don't. But you can see we just kind of work our way through super quick. And it's easy points. Yeah, 3v3 is easy points, providing you've got yourself set up in this way. If you don't have... It's another annoying one. Look. Oh, yeah, I've helped you out. I've put a one-man defense in. Yeah, but you've got stone skin on the dude. Like, you're just... Come on. Just set your defenses in the right way, people. Help us all out. We're just trying to help each other out. But, yeah, you end up getting good points for 3v3. Way more, actually, than the main arena. And it's super easy points to get. So I'll be changing my free-to-play defense to one-man defenses right now. And then later on today, I'll go and do all my fights. And I'll just get them done really quick. And that's what you want to do. You just want to kind of be bursting through these because you've got enough stuff to do in this game rather than spending all this time fighting Mr. Stoneskin. Mr. Stoneskin, please set your defenses right. So annoying. But when we finally beat up all the Stoneskin champions, even in Silver 4 here, which I am, as I say, it's very low for me, still getting a whole ton of points. Like a whole ton. Which makes it very easy to kind of get yourself up into those higher levels where you need to be by the end of Clan v Clan, or where you need to be really to help out your clan. So look, I mean, you can obviously do main arena as well. There is the option to spend gems as well. Now, I wouldn't suggest going out and just blowing a load of gems for doing this, but if you are the sort of person that buys masteries on your accounts, then, you know, now's the time to do it. If you've got someone who needs masteries and you're the sort of person who buys masteries, I don't suggest that you do that, by the way. Check out my video yesterday about how to get masteries. Then today would be the day to do it. You get a reasonable amount of points for ascending people as well. So again, it's a bit like Weight Shadow Legends. By the way, spacebar hack. I don't know if you've seen this before. Let me show you again on somebody. Spacebar hack. Ready? Press it once. Spacebar. I didn't have enough pots, but you get the point. You get the point. Anyway, you get a good amount of points for ascending. This is the only time, really, where ascending champions is actually earning you something else. But there you go. They're the main ones that I do. It does get me through to, like, maximum rewards pretty damn easy and without spending a load of resources that I didn't want to spend. That's the main thing. It does become a little bit of Weight Shadow Legends. If you've not seen Jay Diggs' video on Weight Shadow Legends, go and watch it right now. It's really funny. But there you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.